Welcome to my channel. I'm Megan. Today I'll be showing you guys a macrame tutorial that can be used for earrings. It could be used for a necklace. I actually used a circle for the necklace shape, and this was a teardrop shape on the earring. So it can vary in shapes and sizes and rope cord sizes. So in that case, the length of the cord can also vary. For me, I am using 14 25-inch pieces of cord, and if you do want to change up the design and use a different maybe a smaller or a bigger ring, you will need to have increments of 2. So this one was 14. The earrings that I made, I actually used 12, so it always has to be in increments of 2. The cord I'm using is a 2mm cord. I will have a list of all the supplies I used in a link to where I purchased them on Amazon. So all you need to do to start is to tie on each of your pieces of cord, fold them in half, tie them on with a lark's head knot. We're starting off with a square knot. You'll need to take the first 4 cords, starting with the first cord all the way to the left, put it over the top, kind of make a P, backwards P, and then take the far right, go over the top of that one, and underneath all of the cords and through the loop on that side. And then just pull it tight. And then you do the same thing again, but you go the opposite direction. So we're going to take the cord on our far on the right, and we're going to put it over the top of the 2 middle, and we're going to take the one on the left, come over the top, go underneath and through the loop on the other side. So I'll do this a couple more times really slow, and you want to pull this really tight, and we will have 7 square knots when we get to the other side. And the remainder of this project, we will be using double half hitch knots. We're going to take the first cord, this will be our filler cord, and we're going to do 13 double half hitch knots going from left to right, and then we're going to go on the other side and do the same thing from right to left. So a double half hitch knot is really simple. You just kind of make a U, and then you take the cord and put it through that loop, and you want to pull really tight, and then just repeat that. Make a U and put the cord through the loop, pull it tight, and that is your first double half hitch knot. Now we will do the remaining double half hitch knots until we get to the center of the work. And something to keep in mind when you're pulling these knots, if you are pulling the filler cord down, then your knots might go more in that direction. So the key is to try to keep your filler cord, when you're pulling your knots, pull it in the direction that you want these knots to go. And I want these to be as close and as tight to the square knots as possible. So just keep going with this until you have 13 half hitch knots on this side. Now we will repeat the same exact thing going the other direction. So we're going to grab that first cord, that's our filler cord, and we will do our 13 double half hitch knots, and then once we get to the middle, I'll show you what to do from there. So now that we're at the middle, you're going to take the filler cord that you were using on the left side and make that one become the filler cord again, and then the one that you were using on the right side as the filler cord is now going to become the working cord to make one last double half hitch knot, and that just connects it. And now just repeat that process for one more row on each side of double half hitch knots. Finishing up our last knot here, and then we're going to move on to the fringe portion. I use a black comb I actually purchased at the Dollar Tree or Dollar General, but I know a lot of people use pet brushes. To me, the comb works fine, so we're going to trim a little bit of this excess off and then get started on the fringe. When I finished this process, my fringe was about 1 inch long. There really was no method to my madness. I just kept trimming till I got the look that I wanted. So trim off some of the excess. We're going to comb it out with my black little comb that I have. And I also use a product whenever I start getting into, after I comb it out, I use a product called Stiffen Quick. It is a fabric stiffener, and it just helps the fringe get a nice look, stay in place, but it's still soft. So I will again have all this stuff in the description, and I also have a video where I show how to use the Stiff and Quick. I will also link that in the description box below because it has come in handy for me with keeping my fringe looking nice and still staying soft. Using the Stiff and Quick, I put it on a sheet of paper because it can be a little sticky and you don't want to spray a lot. You just hold it a couple inches away and do just a small light coat and let that dry completely before you start trimming. Whenever I trim, I actually like to, I thought I was going to do about 1.5 inches, and then once I got it trimmed, I felt like it was a little bit too long. So I use a measuring tape. I just start trimming and then measure as I go until I get the same length all the way around. And I just like to take it slow with this. It's better to trim off not enough instead of too much because you can't turn back. So once you get started with this process, just grab a measuring tape and start getting the length that you want. I had some bamboo string that I'm using to just tie on for the necklace portion to put around your neck. I'm just tying it on with a lark's head knot and then doing a simple overhand knot. The length of the string that I'm using is 36 inches, and whenever tied on, you could just put it around your neck with that. But I'm sure there are plenty of ways to, finish this design. I just was working with the cord that I had for the necklace portion. If you are using the Stiff and Quick, the fabric stiffener, this would be a good time to put on one more coat. Just get your fringe exactly how you would like it to lay, because once you put it on there, it keeps it in place pretty well. So just put another light coat of that on there, and then you'll be finished with your project. I hope you guys enjoy this. I will see you guys soon. Bye.